Hey guys, welcome back to Late Night Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 2. My name is Tasha DeChosa, and I am your mental health chair for Phoenix Asian American Lions Club, Ending the Silence lead presenter for NAMI Bella the Sun, or National Alliance of Mental Illness. Enough about me. I would like to introduce my co-host. He is the Vice President of Arizona Asian American Association, Chapter President of Phoenix Family Leadership and Young Entrepreneurs Protege Lions Club, a family club with a specialty of young adults and especially Gen Z and millennials. For those of you who don't know, Lions Club is an international organization that volunteers all around the valley. He is also the CEO of JustGreekMedia.us and the president of BBDisto.tv, ambassador of Black Water and Venue Bamboo. Without further ado, Mr. Ramiro Russell.
I wish I had her like in my back pocket and she could just introduce me as I'm walking through the mall.
Period.
I love it. Thank you so much. I always appreciate when she introduces me. I do so much for the community. I just want to help. I'm just a humble person who just wants to help as many people as I can. So I'm honored to be your co-host. This is like a show that we had a conversation several weeks ago where we just talking and she was like, "You film these lifestyle shows, I want to do a show." And I'm like, "You should do one." And she's like, "You think I can?" I was like, "Absolutely." So this is the brainchild of her show, Late Night Chronicles.
Late Night Chronicles.
Quarantine edition.
Quarantine edition.
Yeah.
All right, so let's introduce our guest.
First up, we have Talisty. She is a business owner, a mom of 3 kids, right? 3?
Yes.
3 business owner. And she also does so much for her community. So without further ado, Talisty.
Well, thank you guys for having me on the show. I genuinely appreciate that. It was an honor to be selected as a candidate to talk about my business, my life, and how COVID has affected my family, and just little things that I do here and there.
Good. I appreciate it.
And my last guest. Our last guest. I've known this guy for a long time now. I don't even know how many years I've known this guy. We've been back and forth on Instagram. I found him on Instagram, and he is one of our brave frontliner NYC nurse, Joselito Sus Lozano Ferrer. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Hey! Why is it that Filipino always have 4 fucking names? Oops. It's Late Night Chronicles. We can cuss.
Hey, man.
Fuck it. Okay. Alright, how are you doing?
You guys doing okay?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so tell me, so you and your husband own salons, right?
Yes, we do. So we own a storefront located in Marietta, Georgia. So my husband's a barber, and at the barber shop, we have different clientele that work there as well.
Okay. So you do like waxing, what else you guys do?
So we don't offer anything additional except our product line, which is Face and Body Supply. That's what I use in my hair regularly. And
that's why it's so curly.
That's why her shit is on point.
Yeah. It's all natural. We purchased it from America, so it's not outsourced.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. It's cruelty-free, vegan, all that jazz. And so we use those hair products on our customers as well as on ourselves. And then that would be our secondary business. So our primary is the barbershop. Our secondary is the product line.
Perfect. I got some questions for my boy, but we're going to come back to him because I got a bunch of questions because he's front line. But let me ask you a question. Have you been affected through this COVID-19, the business?
Of course. When it first kind of broke out, it was kind of steady. We were still selling products. Everything was pretty good. But then my product sold out like literally a week before COVID came and destroyed everything. And so I couldn't reorder because they were just, everybody was virtual and they were like, we're kind of postponing everything. So in all reality, it kind of worked out because it slowed me down in my process of thinking so that I was able to kind of revamp my brand. And that's helped me because at first I was kind of like, I got to get these products out so I can push. But with COVID, it kind of set me back, but also moved me forward. So it kind of worked out.
So Joselito, so why don't you tell them about your specialty in the frontlining?
I am a I'm a I'm a charge nurse in the dementia and behavior unit and lockdown unit. So basically, we get all the people late stages of dementia and fighters, a lot of
Yeah.
fighters. And and like usually I overlook like 40 patients, and yeah, it been crazy. It been rough, very rough.
How you doing, brother? You doing okay? Because I saw your Instagram. And it looks like you front line. I'm sure you see a lot of stuff that you probably can't say on air, but just to look at your face when I saw you in your whole coronavirus kit, you were taking off the mask, you were taking things off. Just to look at your face was like, these people have no clue. So
Yeah,
how are you doing? How you doing?
How's your mental state right now? Where are you at right
it's draining because the thing is I'm on the long term, like the nursing home area, so it's different from the hospital setting. The
Okay.
hospital setting is like a little bit like, okay, people are recovering. We're not dealing with that. Long
Mm,
term setting, we're just like, we gotta try to keep as much people alive as we can until like a vaccine comes in because people are dropping, bodies are
yeah,
dropping
yeah.
in a
So
very fast rate.
as a nurse, do you have like any things that you do on the side to keep your mental sharp?
Um,
What do you do?
ever since this whole COVID thing, like I've been working 50 or 60 hours per week because of the fact that
Wow.
there's short staffed and my floor is a specialty floor. So it's like a lot of people do not want to get on that floor because it's different from regular nursing. Regular nursing is like, okay, here's your meds, this and that, blah blah blah, whatever. Here's your treatment, this and that. My floor is more like, you know, you have to
Yeah,
be authoritative. It's like, you have 40 people. If like you lose control of 40 people,
yeah,
like there's a sequence of like fights, falls. Your staff starts panicking because on my floor it's like one nurse and there's four aides. So it's like we have to have that under control, and at the same time, it's like we have a whole bunch of IVs and all this
mm,
other stuff.
mm.
And it's like preparing.
So
It's more like preparing
so
people
since this is
from
late night chronicles, you got a quarantine buddy?
no. What do you mean quarantine? Oh no.
See, you're smiling about
No.
You're smiling though.
It's okay. It's
Everybody
okay.
needs a quarantine
We
buddy.
can say it.
Everybody need a quarantine buddy because there's only so much, porn you can watch. I mean,
It would not go on an episode without touching base on that.
hey, I'm just trying to keep it real.
So looking at the real numbers right now, globally, obviously, we are U.S. is the number one. We have 1,187,529 confirmed diagnosed for COVID, and we have 68,326 in death. And as we already know, New York, where Joselito is at right now, they have the highest head count, which is 323,232 confirmed COVID diagnosis, and also 3,783 that is possibly going to be confirmed. And they had 24,780 deaths.
That's a lot.
That
Yeah,
is a lot.
that's not even reported yet
Yeah,
because
that's like,
yeah, it's not reported. The percentage of that is actually comes from the hospital. The nursing home's a whole different type of thing. Most of the time, they're not even reporting it. So
wow.
and they're not doing the testing in long-term places. So it's like you don't know.
And for Tallahassee in Georgia, it's 28,666 confirmed cases of COVID-19. And they had 1,174 people die. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
That is. That is.
I think, some people say, oh, it's not as bad as the flu, blah, blah, blah. But I think what they're failing to mention is the speed that the virus is actually moving. Like
Yeah.
it came, let me go back. So we have a company that's based in Singapore. We have an office in Malaysia and India. So we were on Fox TV February the 4th, before it kind of hit the US. And our team was sending us video of what was happening over there. It was bad. So a friend of mine was like, hey, you got some more videos? So we were on TV, and I told them, I said, this is gonna be a global problem. And they were like, come on now, don't you think you're overreacting?
You think you're going too far there?
I gave them proof. They were like, it can't be that bad. And then 3-4 weeks go by, all of a sudden, and I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
So I work in the beauty industry, for all you guys don't know. I work in the beauty industry, and it's retail based. So I go to Sephora and for Ulta stores. So my mom was in the Philippines first week of February in the Philippines. She had a condo there and stuff. And then she came back and talking about the COVID-19, obviously me being like, gullible.
What is that?
I'm the type of person talented can say, know about me. I like staying in my bubble, but sometimes it's not really good. For personal reasons, I took off social media. I got up on Instagram, and I stepped down with the two organizations I was representing because of personal reasons that if you go look at my timeline, you're gonna know what it is about. So I was literally social media hibernating to switch into physical, quarantining. You know what I'm saying?
Social distancing.
So us in the beauty industry, we literally felt it like by March.
Oh yeah.
But so Thursday happened where one of the brand that I represent, when we were supposed to have a $10,000 event, it's one of my home store. I'm the lead for the Southwest area. So it's like a huge event for me. It's gonna be my second event for my stores that year. So, and I have a lot of crews, so I was like so excited about it, but literally the traffic for the store changed like by February. If you're in the retail industry, everybody knows that once holiday's gone, we anticipate the change of traffic by January, but the drastic change, like we really felt it by February, and I was so kind of confident about like, no, it's gonna be okay. And then March hit, and then that Thursday, literally they announced that, oh yeah, by the way, the first phase of like shutting down, it's like, by the way, we no longer gonna have, we're not gonna have the events until further notice.
Further notice, yeah.
And then the weekend comes, and then all of a sudden, the energy is so different. People are getting antsy, the traffic is getting low. And then they shut down the brow bar. So I'm like, okay, that's second phase, and I'm like, whatever. And then fucking Saturday hits, it's literally every day, it's like on that Thursday. Saturday hits, they're like announcing that, I think Sunday they said like, oh yeah, change your hours is gonna be changed. So, and we're like, what the fuck, this shit is getting serious.
It's getting real.
And then by Monday, we were like on Sunday's hours, which is 11 to 6 p.m. And by that Monday, Sephora announced that they're shutting down that day. And then by Wednesday, actually one of my brand that I was still working for at that time, like literally called me and said, hey, you don't need to go back to the store, we'll just pay you. Which is like, I truly, truly appreciate those companies that do take care of us. If you're in the retail industry, it's kind of tough. It's a straight up hustle in there, because it's all about numbers.
All about numbers.
All about numbers. People can lie, not numbers. But yeah, it's just, and then your event, and then also eventually, do the release of like, yeah, we're shutting down on Thursdays. It's crazy.
We're gonna take a small commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about how this coronavirus has affected your love life, especially for you married couples, and especially you people who don't have a color button. We'll be right back. All right, stay tuned. That's all I needed was that little pause. That's all I needed. So since we touched on that, so tell us, how's is your husband getting on your nerves?
Actually, I love that he is home. Like I've been soaking it up, like all for it. So no, I'm like I didn't
Come on,
want him
girl.
to
You
go
can
back
tell
to
me.
work.
You can tell me the truth.
No, honestly, I honestly did not want him to go back to work. Like swear forth to Jesus.
Okay.
Seriously.
You put Jesus on it. Okay.
Well, because only the reason why is because he's a barber, so he works long hours, you guys. So like
Oh, okay.
I'm selling products, so I get all his inventory, I answer all the phone calls for the business, the booking, and he's at work literally from Wednesday. He's there all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday here and there depends.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then sometimes on Tuesday. So we rarely get to see him. And by the time he's getting home, he's so tired.
Okay.
Like the kids are getting ready for bath time. Everybody's eating dinner and the night ends. So like I
So,
was so happy.
so baby number 4? Baby number 4?
No, I got my tubes tied. We're done with babies. Else my husband would have me with 13 children by now. I would be pregnant currently. Like, no. So it's worked out better. It's worked out good for me because I feel like it's brought us together more and we've been able to communicate better and like really talk about longevity because we weren't really able to talk about what we wanted to do in the future because life was like moving at such a fast pace that like he's always at work. I'm always at work. By the time we sit down, I'm like, oh, so let's talk about our future plans. Like, we don't have time.
So coronavirus kind of slowed.
It slowed us down and it really worked for us. And even though we're a small business and we've been affected financially, I think that we found a way for it to work on our end. It's worked for us. It's honestly worked for us, but it's most definitely been a struggle financially. But other than financially, everything's been fine. But it's taking a big cut in our finances for the business because we've cut back tremendously. Not even now that we've started back after COVID, even our business hours are so short.
Yeah.
They're so short. And we have to revamp and rebuild our clientele back up. And so we're not getting as much traffic anymore because people are so hesitant about walking and going out and being too close to people. So like it slowed down the environment and the culture of what we had already built.
Okay.
So it's most definitely impacted us in that way.
So speaking on being close to each other, this question is from my man here. So when they release us all to open back up, how do you see things going back to quote unquote normal? Because it's gonna affect a lot of people on date life. You can forget about Tinder. Like I don't know. You got your HIV, you got that corona test. I don't know. So being that you're in the healthcare industry, I'm sorry, the medical industry, how do you see things going back to normal?
I think normal is going to take a long time.
Yeah.
I can test.
A lot of people really underestimate this whole situation. Like a lot of people, you know, the strain is changing. Like the strain in New York is different from the strain that's abroad. And like they said that the strain is over here is a lot more stronger. You gotta also put in mind like what we're feeding this virus is, and like other medicine and a lot of places they're just experimenting as much as they can. And the more they experiment, the more resistant, especially with this new vaccine that's coming out really fast without it being properly tested.
Yeah.
It'll just bring up that resistance a lot more. And that's how we have things like MRSA. That's like, you know, it's gonna take a while, like probably like a year or 2 years until things really get normal. But in New York, we don't like there's no plans of opening up or anything like that. I know certain towns they want to start opening up, but even the people are very resistant to it. They're like, no, we don't want that. Not about that life. Like,
So
you guys are so close together in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give facts in regards to our state in Arizona. We have 8,640 confirmed COVID patients, and possible 276, and we have 362 deaths. And then Arizona Governor Ducey extends the stay home until stay home order May 15th. And then we have what do you call this? The phases to to reopening.
So we have like some soft openings, like May 4th, May 8th, May 12th. They don't want to just open up the state. It's almost like, whoa,
like Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah, y'all just like
our governor is about money. He's about these small businesses getting their money back, and so he's working to get the small businesses back up and running, because in a sense they run the economy. And if you have all these people out of work, no way to provide, it's gonna trickle tremendously financially. So people have to get back out there.
You know what, tell us people should be more creative. Like example, this is late night quarantine. I'm gonna get real, because she always keeps PG-13 on me. Look what the strippers did in Atlanta. No, it was outside on poles. People was driving their cars, and the girls got on top of the hood and still did what they had to do. And people was like throwing their money out. You gotta get creative. You do.
I feel like
I think the fucking perfect pose, I tell you.
Seriously. I feel like you lose people need connection, and virtual connection just is not gonna cut it. So like
if you're on top of my hood, I can be like, okay.
No way. It's just not, it's only gonna hold up for so long until people are just not, that you're gonna have to go outside. You're gonna have to do it.
So Chelsea know me backstory. Chelsea and I know each other since we were in our 20s. So she's the longest.
Dirt on you. She know where the bodies are.
She's not gonna have a dirt, because if she says something, I'll drag her down.
Okay.
We both gonna die together, cause bitch, no, we don't have that kind of friendship. But she's the longest relationship that I have, more than my Sprint cell phone. But tell us, that I'm not much of a texter to begin with. I'm more like I'll call you or FaceTime you. So, but lately, since we're quarantining and stuff like that, like even you would know, like I don't text. If Joselito had iPhone, I would FaceTime him too, right?
Yeah,
I give him shit.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Android? You have an Android?
Samsung.
Oh no.
Oh, Samsung, you have green text
Thank you
messages?
for joining us for late night quarantine.
Apple, you guys should sponsor us, just saying. But how do you guys connect with people? Myself, I don't really call. I just FaceTime people because of the limitation that we have to be in the same room. So for me, it's like, that's my way of like, I have to FaceTime you because I know I can't see you.
Yeah, I would contest that. I've been FaceTiming way more than usual. Looking real bummy too, just looking real out of line. Like never would want somebody to record that. But for sure I'm FaceTiming more.
How about for my man? Because I know it's hard, especially because Filipinos, we like to get together. Play mahjong, eat pancit, and just, and just like, talk and like loud. I mean, it's hard. I mean, so what do you do?
Because most of the time I'm sleeping, like, to be honest. Like, yeah, because, like, when I try to talk to someone else, they don't understand where I'm coming from. Or even if, like, most of the time, like, I try to even not talk about work or anything like that. Because it's just, when I'm there, it's just like, I want to get out.
Yeah.
Like in my head is like, I want to get out. I don't want to get infected. I don't want to, because I'm the only negative one in my family. Like my mom, my dad, my brother are all positive. So when they got quarantined, I had to get quarantined too as a protective and preventive.
I got you.
Wow.
So when I came back, I was just like, you know what? And one thing too, like, that's crazy is a lot of people are getting quarantined and they're not even getting paid for it. I didn't get paid for it.
Okay.
And a lot of people was feeling pressure, like, yo, I need to go to work. And that's why on my floor, like mainly on my floor, even if they got like temperature checked it downstairs, I'm like, I'm gonna check you one more time.
just, just to be sure.
Seriously,
Mhm.
seriously.
I'm gonna check you one more time. Because you just came from outside coming in. I need like a 5-minute timeline for you to get into the elevator, so like your temperature adjusts. Be like,
Yeah.
good.
That's funny.
Smart.
Okay, Tyler, so how the kids adjusting to all this, quarantine? How they adjust?
To be honest, I'm going to say this because I believe in the higher power called God. I'm going to say that in February, honestly, I feel like I've already had COVID and like God is because like I was so sick in February, like my whole family, before I even found out about this pandemic, everybody was sick. And we had all went to the doctors and the doctor was just like, we're going to give you guys penicillin. And we're like, everybody, they just prescribed us penicillin.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay. I usually like they give you like eye drops or ear drops, like to like very specific to whatever you're having an issue with. But they didn't. They were just like, it's a virus. You're fine. Go home. Before I started hearing more about it, I feel like my whole family had already been sick for like a week.
So in New Year's Eve, what the weirdest thing ever, what do you call this? Most of the people that I know was sick.
Yeah, we were too.
Was sick, and they literally was sick for 1 week. And to the point that I lost my voice and it forced me to go and stay home. So
literally the same thing happened to my family. But then once the virus started getting worse, we were fine. And then we were like, what's going on? Like, this is insane. At first, these kids, I cannot be locked up in the house with my kids all day. Like, I don't know how I'm like, I can't do it. I need mental sanity. And so I was just like, oh my God, when am I gonna get my breaks? Like I need that, need to like decompress and then like restart. And there's like no decompression. Like it's all go all day. Like, oh my God. So at first I was like, this is a lot for my mental with my children. I was like, this is a lot. But then after like the second week and we started getting on like a routine and like getting everybody together and kind of figuring out how we were gonna like get everybody still be able to do what they want to do, but have an order in how they're doing it. I just want to applaud all the teachers out there. Honestly, like,
you're right.
You guys are heroes.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that on my resume for next year. Teacher, counselor, principal.
Seriously, you're gonna get the job. You're gonna get the job. Because it's crazy.
When was the first, or which month did you knew about COVID?
Yeah.
That we already got, that's already here in the US. Which month?
I don't know.
Asking me, right?
Yeah,
ask me how
Sorry. I think January. January, December. Because the thing is, we play a lot of the news for like, Alzheimer's people. So we try to keep them oriented with what's going on. And I remember I used to look at it and I'm like, imagine if that hits New York, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I'm like, oh man, it's going to be bad. And from that point on, I already started bleaching, bleach, everything. And then I got into New York and it moved fast. It moved really fast.
Yeah, the speed of it is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me this. So we got to keep it late night Chronicles. So I saw my man from Magic Johnson. He beat I gotta say, my man beat HIV back in the day, and I saw him wearing a mask. Like, whoa, wait a minute. What you doing? What's really going on? So I wonder why they had him be the spokesperson for COVID-19.
Is he?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I see him speak a lot.
I'm like,
So let me not make light of the situation. So do you see COVID being a stronger virus than HIV?
I think it's going to be the next HIV.
That's gonna be the next
It's
HIV.
going like right now. A lot of facilities are really adapt. Like a lot of facilities, the death rate is so fast. The replacement is so fast. That's how
Mm,
fast. In long
Wow.
term, like when one person pass away, if you have a connect in the hospital, if let's say 5 people passed away, you're gonna have 5 people coming in.
wow.
Wow.
That's how fast it is. Like people like that, but you don't really see that in the news. You're like, oh wow, people are recovering. Okay, that's cool. Oh wow, there's improvement. But in long term,
Mm,
it's so fast. It's just like 5 people pass away, 5 people come in. And like
wow.
me, I'm strict with my flow. I'm like 5 people coming in with that. All right, are they positive or negative? Are they
Uh,
tested or not? Let the because if they're not, I need to be fully geared. I need to get new masks. I need my staff to be protected. I need my peoples to
Yeah.
be protected. So
yeah. Cause
like a
I
lot of
see, man, I see you on social media. You don't play.
Your
no,
hands. What happened to your hands? Talk about your hands, because that was like
yeah,
intense.
like because I'm always hand washing. I'm always hand washing, always bleaching. I'm always doing this and that. So like the gloves, sometimes well, when it comes down to the point where it's like we're kind of low, I'll have one glove, then I have another glove. So I'll keep that glove on me throughout the whole time, and I'll just wash like if I'm moving around really fast, it's like. But most of the time, it's like we're short on gloves. So I'm
Mm,
squeezing my hands into medium, and my hands don't fit in mediums. So like
yeah.
consistently, I'm always like, all right, let me let it heal up, let me put some Chasen on it. Like it takes me at least 2 days, 3 days until my hands actually heal up more. But
Yikes.
it starts cracking. It's like halfway throughout the whole week, it's usually like, oh my god,
Mm.
the thing I don't have a boot to hold a hand for.
Well, I don't know if you haven't got tired of hearing it. I want to let you know that we appreciate you, your sacrifices that you're
Me
making
too.
right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just applaud you to be still mentally there and not get, still have your, mental
Sanity.
state good.
Yeah.
We need to, that's why I didn't pursue mental field. It
Oh,
stressed me the fuck.
yeah.
My life is already fucking stressing me the fuck out. I cannot stress out other people. Okay? But I do admire people like you who goes in the field and that really like selfless heart that they
You
have.
always put yourself on the line.
So we appreciate you.
Yeah, me
And
too.
we thank you.
We do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're gonna take another small commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna conclude. I like that. When we come back, we're gonna conclude our talk, Late Night Chronicles.
Season 1,
Season 1,
episode 2.
2. Be right back.
Awesome.
Okay, so just to continue about the phases here in Arizona, it says here phase 1, May 15th, we will have 50% of the employees return to work. Phase 2 will be June 1st, retail stores, hair and nail salons open with the protective measures, and then phase 3 would be
like gyms. And I'm kind of curious how gyms are gonna be because I'm a gym rat. I love the gym.
Ew.
When people wear gloves, when people wear gloves in the gym, they would always talk about that guy. Oh, why you wearing gloves? You don't need calluses. Watch. Everybody will be gloved up. Let's go back to what you said earlier. You said this might be the new HIV. You know what? I think you might be right. I've never heard that before because now it's sad. Now when people sneeze, they no longer say God bless you.
no, they don't.
They go, oh, you got that coronavirus.
I went to Sam's Club, true story. I went to Sam's Club. Apparently, I was the only Asian in there that day, whatever. So I literally was like not trying to make a light of it, but I have a lot of anxiety. No, I didn't even sneeze. But this lady thought I was making a light of the situation. No, I have to make light of the situation because it's giving me anxiety if I think too much about it. It will stress me the fuck out. So, and then this lady literally turned around and saw that I was Asian, and she went, step back. And I'm like, okay, yo, chill. I haven't been in my country in a long time. Like, you need to calm down. Like, I really personally, like, had discrimination. So it kind of like, and I got so pissed, and I said, lady, I will give you a heart attack by just touching you. Stop.
But you know what's crazy? Late night quarantine.
Right, seriously.
See, I think for the first time, Asians are actually experiencing what it feels like to be black.
Ooh, I can contest to that.
Because after,
go ahead.
Because when 9/11 hit, people in Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, they became the new brothers.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, but you go ahead, Tal. I want to hear your 2 cents on that.
I'm gonna contest to that. So I 100% would say what he said. COVID is the new AIDS, like comparable. Well, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, which is like top of the AIDS central. Like we out here, this is like AIDS America.
Brothers.
It's like AIDS America out here. Under low, down low, all that. So seriously. So like the other day I had stepped out with my friend. We literally just, because in Georgia, they're allowing you to take your drinks to go. So you can buy like margaritas and take them to go from a restaurant. Yeah. So we went to this restaurant, and it's in a predominantly gay neighborhood, or bisexual. I don't know the right terminology, but we were there, okay? And so as we're like pulling up, there was so many, I guess you could say, gays in the community. They were everywhere. It was like as if it didn't even matter that Corona, like this was a thing. It was like, oh, like it's comparable to AIDS. I mean, what worse could happen to you? But I'm like, no, that's not a good mindset, because you're assisting in the spread of this by, I mean, they were standing close to each other. Like you would think there was no news about COVID, because it's so many people that have AIDS. So it's like, what more could happen to me? Like, what worse? What could happen?
Right. Well, I think my man could attest to this. You need a lot of blood to get HIV, to get AIDS. That's a lot of exposure.
Right.
The hepatitis is actually stronger. You don't need that much blood to get hepatitis. Exactly. You can get poked with a needle like, oh, you got hepatitis.
You actually got more chances to get hepatitis C
than
HIV. And to be honest, like a lot of people would rather get hepatitis. Well, a lot of people actually get HIV more than hepatitis. Like I remember my teacher was like, between HIV, hepatitis, I'd rather get HIV, because HIV right now is controllable. Hepatitis, somewhere down the line, you're gonna be on dialysis for the rest of your life.
That's right.
Wow.
And that's something they don't really tell the public, because I did research at Stanford for 5 years, and stuff that I learned behind closed doors, insane. Like, I was the youngest in the lab, and just for kicks and giggles, I used to swap door handles and like floors, and I would find E. coli, fecal matter. I'm like, look what I found. I was culture everything. Like, see? So I'm curious to see how this virus is gonna mutate. Because I don't even think it's mutated yet. Well, you kind of hinted that the strain in New York is different than the strain in LA, which is different than the strain in Wuhan. So that's crazy to me. And they haven't even talked about that on TV.
I mean, what's crazy to me too is like they're talking about like lifting, the basis of lifting this lockdown. But then again, they said that, it takes 12 to 18 months to create a vaccine for it. So it's like, and you being in the medical field, do you think like, because I'm like, fuck it, let's just all fucking go outside and get fucking immune with this bullshit.
Your body is meant to combat against viruses. It's so like in a sense, yeah, but then it's kind of just like a tough situation. It's a decision that you have to make independently for your own life, and that's that. And you have to, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
What are your thoughts, Joselito?
I mean, fast. 18 months is fast. Because usually it takes 2 years for like a legit vaccine to come out. Because there's like certain phases where you got tested, then after you test it with animals, then later on you test it with a smaller group, and from a smaller group to a more general group, to a more general group to a bigger population. So it's like they have vaccines that they're already mass producing. So I'm like, you don't even really know
because clinical trials take a long time.
a long time.
Like you said, minimum 2 years. Minimum. If they come up with a vaccine this quick, I'm cool. I'm not gonna be beta tested.
Well, Trump's already figured it out, you guys. All we got to do is use a little Lysol or whatever,
Is that even a close
Digest Clorox. Like, Trump's already told us.
So we're going to take some questions from the audience. Let me see what the first question is. Are they going to text it to me?
I'm not sure. I lost my train of thought. While he's doing that, what I wanted to touch base is like the discrimination about Asians is I like staying in my bubble as much as I can. When I do see news, it's really upsetting. I saw this Asian lady that got actually assaulted in her own home. Like literally this white Caucasian man went to her house and beat her up. Like that's, yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about that, domestic violence.
It's really sad because of like the COVID, like we all need to
I'm in the
have
South,
compassion
so it's already
and like
racist.
sensitivity out of the situation. If you don't know what's going on in that person's life, like come on, it's not.
Right.
Honestly.
And last time I've been in Asia is 2008. So if y'all see me, don't be discriminating.
Here we go. I got a question from the audience. So let me ask you this. So what are some exercises you would recommend to combat anxiety? What would you recommend?
That's my question.
Mental, physical, whatever. What would you do?
For who? Who's the question for?
Anybody. Anybody.
What would you do? Because I got
So
exercise?
So what are some exercises you would recommend to do for anxiety, mental, physical? What would you do?
I would say sex, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I feel like that gets your endorphins going.
Well, for sure.
You said sex?
Done. If you're married. I don't know. I'm married.
This is a late night show?
This is a late night show.
We sign up for this shit.
We need to interview some strippers. And see what they say, see what they do.
I'm married. I can say it. I can say it.
That all that
Yeah, they shut down the strip clubs.
casinos and everything.
They better get creative. Oh, you know why they shut down? Because they started their own OnlyFans page. That's what they're doing.
Oh my God.
I thought this was late night Chronicles. You keeping it G.
Welcome to the show.
So I got another question. So what are your guys' favorite quarantine activity? We already know what Tal's is getting down and dirty.
That's my best friend.
That can be mine. Be mine. Okay.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of books, going to the sauna a lot because I have an indoor sauna and stuff like that.
Oh, lucky you.
Like just try to de-stress, like
That's awesome.
meditate, and
What else? Come on,
What
bro.
else?
Come on, bro. You can tell me. It's just me and you, bro.
there's no
she
beat for that.
Ugly.
Unmatched.
Fine.
Piss me the fuck off. I deleted it.
Okay, so you have any tips for, well, you married up there. You got any tips for somebody who needs a quarantine buddy who wants to date? Give them some tips, because I know we got some single people watching.
Who, me?
Anybody, what would you recommend for them to do?
Tips for them for what?
Joselito is not for the 6 feet. Like I remember seeing one of your posts. He's like,
I saw it.
he's really passionate about it because he is in the front liner,
Yeah,
so he knows the impact and he sees firsthand. So he gets really passionate, like stay the fuck home. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I got another good question. So,
Speak up, Joselito. What do you think about it?
so what's your favorite fast food establishments? Since most of y'all eating out now.
I've been, I would say Chipotle, and oh my God, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. I've probably spent I've honestly spent like $800 on Chick-fil-A strictly. Like I'm actually pretty sick.
What you got, Joselito?
I don't eat out. Ever since this whole COVID thing, I don't eat out at all. Like everything that I have is homemade because infection control is real. Like my coworkers always like one time I did a double. They were like, Jose, like you're the only person with a car. Can you get donuts? We're like, all right. We're like, what are you gonna get for yourself? Cause I got everyone else with like here, blah blah blah. What you got? I don't eat out. The only thing I'm eating is like chips, potato bag chips after I bleach it at work.
Oh, see, you scared me, bro.
I know.
Man,
I need to reevaluate my life.
Whoa, I need to revamp my life. Jesus.
I don't know, man.
I'm the only negative in my family. I'm not trying to. I don't want no vent. I don't.
How's your family doing? Is your family okay?
Yep. Oh,
okay.
Well, like we finished the 14-day, and it for me as the only negative one, it was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking because I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you alright? How's everything? And that I didn't have my pulse ox, which like measures the oxygen level. So I'm like, damn, I don't have my pulse ox. Let me try to order it online, make sure that your oxygen level is good. But it was I think people need to understand like that this whole thing also plays a mental game on you. Because from a family member, I was just like, okay, I'm nervous. When I talked to my mom, like my brother and all of them, they were like, yeah, I was nervous because I don't know what was going on. I was taking a medication. I was feeling all the side effects. And the side effects is real. And I asked my little brother, I'm like, did you feel any side effects? But like, yeah, my heart was beating. Like, it felt like it was jumping out of my chest. Like, it was hard. It was hard. And still today, like, I still have the tendency to wake up. Like, I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning time and do rounds. Like, I'm at work. Get up, do rounds, like, look into the rooms, make sure everyone's good.
So that's a lot, brother. That's a lot.
Like you get all the time, but then your mindset is still, it's more like on a habit now.
Such a nurturer.
So for you, I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, dating in 2021? Because you already said you ain't gonna touch on what's happening.
There ain't no dating.
Me, to be honest, I'm like one of those hopeless romantic, but like,
he's such a full
like,
but you got to touch. Okay,
you guys are very cool. I think I should go back to the team. I think that's what it is.
we got to keep it late night. So in the previous episode, we talked about what it's like to date. When she asked me, how was you? In back in my day, I was notorious. I was player. So I would date this one girl. She always come to the house, and we always take a shower first.
Yeah, no showers is being taken no more because of COVID. I need you to go straight to the kitchen sink and wash your hair.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure she was clean, because I don't know what she was doing when she was out. Why we always got to do it in the shower? I'm like, I don't know what you did. Because you stinky.
We gotta make sure you're clean, girl.
Amen.
So I'm just curious to see how, your date life is going to be in a couple years.
Right.
It's the same. I mean, I'm not trying to speak for him, but Filipino guys, that's one of the things that I love. Well, you're half Filipino. So that's the pure ones that are very, like, traditional and very hopeless romantic. That's what I admire, like, straight up gentleman express.
You still got to get touched.
Not necessarily. Speak up, sister.
Oh my God, we got the peanut gallery over here.
Honestly, but no, I'm not going in because I look like a hot mess. However, he's saying that everything's going to change. We don't know what he's seeing currently. He's on the platform.
Yeah, we don't know what he's seeing.
Whatever he's seeing is his perspective changed about how relationships are
That's
work,
true.
how human connection is going to change, how he communicates, how he socializes. Everything's going to change. Nobody wants to be the new norm on FaceTime or Zoom consistently. Of course, people want touch. But because of the disease with unknown that spread so widely that it's not a pandemic, that his love life is going to change, that he's also hopelessly romantic, meaning that anybody else going to fall in love with him, he's going to court them.
Yeah.
The normal thing, the flowers, the doors, the notes, everything else.
He's like, that's me,
He's like, yeah.
But he's not going to open up
I
doors
think
because of
like
COVID.
everyone's gonna be
No
more
opening up
cautious.
doors.
Yeah, but at the same time, even though this is the COVID-19, people's mentality gotta change. Like, I'm not saying that I wasn't a slutty person, but when I dated my husband, he did everything that was polite. So I'm just saying that, it depends on the scenario. Not
It
everybody
depends on the
else.
scenario. So, which is a great segue to my last question, because we're gonna wrap it up soon. So, what do you both miss the most about pre-quarantine?
Hookah. I miss hookah so much. I literally am a hookah whore. I say it all the time. I love hookah. Like, I miss it so much. I daydream about it. And I'm so sad because now it's like I cannot touch a hookah stick or like whoa, like I don't see myself even getting back into the gist of hookah because like passing it around, taking the tip out, putting like
It's different.
It's
oh my
different. No,
God.
you can get your own tip.
Yes, but like even all of that, like there's so many germs.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So you know what? That's a new business for you. Hookah and cuts. You can have your own personal hookah.
This is some ghetto shit.
While you getting bumpered up.
This is ghetto fabulous.
You know what? Right up on
There
that.
you hookah and pedicure.
Fuck it. Let's go. Joselito, what do you miss?
What you miss?
The way it was back in the days. Like I'll miss
What do you
like
miss?
like I think I'll miss like my innocence. Cause I know I've changed differently. Like my mind is just like it's different. That's why I know like a lot of you like people try to reach out to me and be like, no, I don't want to talk. I just want to sleep. I just want to let my body recover. Like yesterday I did like a 20-hour sleep, 10 hours at a time, waking up at 2:00 in the morning time. So it's just like I miss the old days.
I'm gonna check on you, man. I gotta keep my
Yes,
eye
we
on
all
you,
need to
man.
create a
What do you
community
miss?
around you for
Before
sure.
quarantine.
What do I miss? I miss the festivals because we do a lot of festivals.
We do a lot of festivals
I MC a lot. I miss the big gatherings. Because if you look at my Instagram, we had an Asian District Night Market Festival here in February.
Yeah.
And
that
that was
sounds so fun.
the last big gathering that Arizona had. It was like 3,000-4,000 people there. We had Ruby Ibarra, we had AJ Raphael, we had big entertainers come in. It was lit. The whole stage was vibing. It was nice. I missed that.
Yeah.
I know what Tasha misses.
It's not gonna go back to the norm because, like what I said, people are gonna be more cautious about it. I do miss going out. I'm a workaholic as well too. I work 6-7 days a week, and if I don't work, I try to volunteer. So,
Or she shops, or she goes shopping. She's a shopaholic.
to begin with, my dating. Well, I was in a 7-year relationship, so the dating doesn't even exist. So Bumble kind of helped me out to bullshit with people. Oh shit, did I just throw myself under the bus? God damn it. Don't fucking match. I deleted that app anyways. Whatever. But I think the thing that I miss out a lot is like, I always cancel all my friends that are like going out or like going on a trip or something because I always like over occupy myself. And one of my good friend, her name is Chanel, and she was saying, I think I overwork myself because of the things that I don't personally have at the moment. Like I want to be married, I want to have kids. And that was the intention of my, when I was in a 7-year relationship. So I think not being in that place, I work a lot and I volunteer a lot to occupy my mind. So it really, the quarantining part, it really, not that I don't appreciate people before, but it made me more appreciate every single people that are in my life and involved with me. I mean, all my friendship, I feel like went to 0 to 100. Like you and I, like, connected, and all of a sudden we're like so close. Chanel's situation is so close to you. Tyler's situation, like that's just the type of person that I am. But it made me realize how, like, you know what? I'm not gonna say no anymore. Like, if you want to go on a trip, I'll go on a trip. If you're gonna go out,
I'm with you.
We're not sleeping. We're taking naps. Let's
Right.
Yeah.
We're napping in 2021.
I'm just going to the games too.
Yeah.
Right. I just miss going to the mall and going shopping.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank
And
you
like,
so much for being on the show.
just walking around in the mall.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to shout out your Instagram, tell us to keep it over.
Yeah, how can they find you?
Oh, you guys can find me at, this is so like 7th grade, but like whatever. Okay, I'm just kidding. You can find me at Taliste __, that's TALISTE, and then 2 underscores. And you can add a little shimmy to it if you want to.
Okay. Rosalito, how can they find you?
I'm more active in Instagram, so you can find me on Instagram. It's JZLFERRER. So,
Okay, I like it.
We appreciate you guys being our guests for Late Night Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 2, Quarantine Check-In. My name is Tasha DeChosa. You can find me at ms.dichoza, and my co-host,
Ramel Russell, you can find me on Instagram, Artifacts, R2 and facts on all social media platforms. All right?
thank you guys so much. We appreciate
Thank you so much.
Episode 3 coming up.
Stay tuned. Bye, you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.